It's mostly for AI. Take bytes, but I actually recently put in a bug on the set color node, and the fact that you can't actually create a variable on that. Um, what does a set color node take bytes? For a linear color output floats. That's an excellent question, and I'm sure there's an equally excellent answer, but I don't have it. I did recently put in a bug report on the set color node because you cannot promote that to a variable right now. You can't promote the color struct to a variable, which might not actually be a bug. There might be a reason for it, but I did put a bug report in for it because that bothers me. That out of all of the variables, the one that you can't access is the one you kind of need for vertex painting on procedural meshes. Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. Beep. So vertex. So if you go to make procedural mesh vertex here, you've got this color struct, and it is you cannot promote it to variable at all. No, it's actually different because you see linear color. So linear color struct, float values. These are bytes. I did a very minor render to texture thing, James. If you hit play here, so this mini map here, if that's what you can call it, is actually a render to texture where what it does is it's actually taking a camera that's up in the sky that's just straight down on the map. I'm planning on moving this out. Like I'm planning on getting rid of this entirely, and probably coming up with a much better, more efficient minimap system. Um, but this is my placeholder for now, while we work through some of the more important aspects of the template. Yeah, no, it's really weird, and I don't personally know why it is like this. Um, it I just don't understand. Because personally, I think it should be a simple float system so that you can use the 0 to 255 values here, or 0 to 1 values, depending on which ones you're using, which you're going to have normalized to range anyways. But, uh, yeah, it's so strange. Yeah, and I don't really get what the difference is. But then again, I'm not an artist, so um, there might be. Can see vert to or go to byte. Nope. Yep. Nope. It's not allowing me to convert it. Let's see. Try to int maybe. Int. Ah, that's funny. Um, let me recombine. Uh, color to. See, there is this, which you can promote that to a variable, which that is the linear color value. Yeah, that's like I don't think this is an acceptable way to do it, which is why I put in the bug report. This does not seem entirely necessary for something that should be like right click promote to variable or right click. Yeah, it does technically work. You are correct, but this should be easy enough to do on its own. I don't need any of that. Uh, yeah. Okay. Excellent. So we went over that. Went over the conversion. Converting a float to a byte should be simple. I don't know why it wasn't letting me do it, but it's probably just my fault. Uh, Especially considering you can convert a byte to float quite easily. Um, and see, that was my point, Sterling. Is I don't understand why it is taking in byte values as opposed to float values for the color struct. It doesn't seem necessary. There's probably a reason, especially since this is specifically dealing um, with procedural mesh vertexes. So there is probably a specific reason why it has to be done with these, but I don't see why. Bytes are a lot more efficient. I mean, I believe you honestly because I have no idea. I've never really noticed a difference, but you know. Uh, okay, interesting. So John Alcatraz is saying with bytes you only need more than 255 per channel if you have HDR values, and I guess it does not support HDR. Is there any way to pause an animation sequence on a particular frame? Mm, are you talking about in game or in the editor? Let me see here. Where is my animation? So you're wanting it to straight up just pause the animation right mid. Okay. Well, let's try something here. I don't know. I'm going to find out though. Real quick. Let's character boom blueprint actor skeletal mesh boom using animation asset. So actually I want to just do that. Boom. Third person anim BP. Okay. Event begin play. Play animation. Let's go with the walking, or let's go with the jump, looping. And if I press 1, you might be able to do it with like anim notifies or something like so you got right here. Hmm. Um Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, James. Was I suppose you could get the individual frame and then just save it into like an anim blend, and then just call that anim blend when it dies instead of trying to pause the animation. It just goes to that point, and then you just leave it inside the blendable state. Um, hmm, that's a good question. It's an interesting question. I'm gonna have to play with it. Unfortunately, I'm probably not gonna have the time to go over it as in as much detail as I'd like. Um, to be honest, I think that's probably the best way to do it, though. I don't think it's really a hack so much as that's just you know what it's at. You pretty much you get it down to that one frame, set it on looping, and just let it run that frame over and over and over and over again. Um, I can't think of another way to do it. Damn, that's a good question. I have to ask Matt about that tomorrow. Well, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see your solution, John. That was my I was leaning backwards. No skeleton update. I haven't seen that one. Let me. Okay, so no skeleton. What does this do? Read the value up. Set no skeleton update. So yeah, I suppose you could get this. Question is getting it to stop on the specific frame. Well, let's see if I can. Okay. So I'm gonna press, or let me do delay 5 seconds. There we go. Yeah, that is actually probably the most efficient solution. So, um, like this guy is now completely stuck. So Alcatraz, that was a great suggestion. I didn't even know about that node. Sorry I didn't see it earlier. I was leaning back in my chair, so I couldn't really see what was going on in chat. Um, but yeah, so what you'll want to do, get that one frame death animation, and then you play that. Boom, no skeleton update. You play the animation, it freezes, it's stuck there. Set pause anims. Set pause anims. Which, let's see what this does. See if it does something similar. Bloop. Target mesh. Hey, look, it does the same thing.